Up towards the line, we go green, we go racing. It's a good start by Simon Gachet, good start by Maxime Martin as well in the BMW that tries to get up the inside line, and Martin's on the grass going down towards turn one. Went for a gap, got his nose chopped off. He was up on the grass, and have a look at the McLaren on the inside line as well. Benjamin Goethe, Nikolai Sheargard's car goes for a gap. Out wide is Costa. They all run wide seemingly in the mid-pack. Others get wider and wider and wider down at turn one. But up front, Drudy is in the traffic as the Lamborghinis lean on each other.
Well, Drudy having, he's got nowhere to go. It's three wide coming through turn three, down into turn four. Maxime Martin, the man who looks to have the best grip right down contact. Ron goes the Lamborghini.
That's got a puncture, I reckon. We saw the contact up at turn two, and as it came into four, it just looked low on that left rear corner. So Marcus Pavarud is in the gravel. That, I would imagine, is going to bring out a safety car. But to me, it looked as though he cut a tyre, which is why the car wouldn't turn out of four. Drudy on the attack. Yellow flags in sector one.
Maxime Martin, problem two.
Yeah, exactly, because he's slow, isn't he? He's going to lose a place. The safety car is deployed, and as the safety car is called, so Lorenzo Petresi backs out of that move rather than overtake under safety car conditions. So the car grinds to a halt, and Maxime Martin stationary on the side of the circuit. So remember, he edged onto the grass at the start. Now, whether that's done something to the car, no, not, apologies, but the car comes to a halt by the side of the circuit. So have a look towards the grass on the inside. He goes for a gap, he's been squeezed, he's on the grass, but that's not going to cause a major electrical drama or anything like that, is it?
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag, says race director Alain Adon. This time we will go racing. Out of turn 14 they come. Gachet pulls the trigger, tries to jump away from the Ferrari. Then in third place, Lorenzo Petresi. So it's gold overall and silver, 1, 2 and 3 as they blast down towards turn one. Matthew Drudy in the orange and black Audi is the man possibly to make a dive up the inside line. There he goes, Luke, to try to get up the inside of Maximilian Paul, and he goes through. That's a good move.
Yeah, but just behind, looking at Dries van Voor in the 32 BMW all over the place, moving one side, back again, the Lamborghini Maximilian Paul trying to defend. And up the inside, Dries van Voor nearly got the second of the two Ferraris getting up alongside and taking that position away.
This is a great gaggle of cars. Jared Weberski coming under attack though, diving down towards turn 8, and the Audi goes through on the inside. Nicholas Bart making progress, and has Boguslavski got a problem? Because there, look, the Honda goes right round the outside. Now Boguslavski didn't put up much of a defence there. That's cost him a place to Leonardo Moncini's Honda. There's a yellow flag in the middle sector, but Boguslavski there seems to be overtaken pretty easily as diving into turn one, Van Thorn moves ahead of Panis. Full course yellow is being called for. We're going to go full course yellow because of these two cars off the road, two separate places, but a full course yellow is going to be called in 10 seconds. Green flag is ready to go down. We are back racing with under a minute before the window opens, so we're back running here in Valencia. Then the cars go across the timing line. Gachet, Costa, Drudy, 1, 2, 3, gap back. Petresi fourth, leading silver, and we've got a slow Honda going across the line in the background as well as into turn one. There, Petresi under attack from Van Thorn.
Did a very good job, but he will be under attack up into turn two there. The BMW dives again. Lorenzo Petresi keeps his car. He positions the car very well indeed. Dries van Thorn makes a sort of one of those make or break dives on the inside. There's still a little bit of breathing space to allow both of them to get away with it.
As the leaders come through, and the first dive I think is Petresi. Van Thorn in, interestingly, as well out of the traffic. Altway in as well.
And I'm supposing that everybody is doing this because right now the field is relatively compacted, so when these cars make their pit stop and go back out, they'll be going out into what I would call relatively clear air, and will be able to run at a natural pace rather than the pace being controlled by the traffic around them.
So there's an Enel Frey pit stop, and that's WRT, Van Thorn to give way to Charles Weerts. The race leaders then, still, Gachet from Costa and Drudy 0.6 of a second back. Christian Engelhardt's Porsche has just done an absolute best first sector, and that's Weerts on his way down the pit lane.
Yes, and it's good stop from WRT yet again. So Weerts behind the wheel, he's got clear air, and that's what he wants.
Down drops the Audi, so that now, damage there, that's the Jean-Baptiste Simonal Thomas Neubauer BMW with lots of damage. Marcello is getting on board the Mercedes. About to say Ricardo Feller is on his way down the pit lane. It's not a mega stop though from the number 40 Audi, 49.8 seconds, so a little bit of time lost to 1 or 2 others. We'll see what Acodis ASP can do for 88, because down the pit lane goes now Raffaele Marcello. He falls back behind the JP Motorsport McLaren. Raffaele Marciello's pit stop was 48.1 seconds, and the Audi 49.8, so they've gained a fraction there. Yeah. So there is Weerts, so the BMW goes ahead of the Ferrari as well. There is Drudy going through, or Ricardo Feller going through, so Vermeulen now falls back behind Weerts and behind Feller. That's a bad stop again, seemingly, at Emil Frey. Let's see what the time is for that pit stop of the Ferrari Vermeulen, 49.8 seconds. It's not appalling, but they've just hemorrhaged places. So wait for the grey Audi. There it is in the pits. It's going to lose the lead. It has lost the lead. It's lost second. It's lost third. Slow stop by Santilok. So Weerts leads. Drudy, now Ricardo Feller, I should say, in second place. Up into third will now be Thierry Vermeulen, and for fourth place it is Lucas Legere in the blue and yellow Audi. Change imminent for fifth. That's Alex Arca up the inside of Everard, and also buying into that Constant Lapalainen. So straight away, after all of Gachet's hard work, Paul Everard has been elbowed back in the queue, and that pit stop was 51.4 seconds. That's where some of the places were lost. We also want to just check into where 88 is. There it is, 14th. Make that 13th, because up the inside goes Raffaele Marciello. Easily gets ahead of Christian Kleen. And a big moment for Weerts. Now that might give a lifeline to Ricardo Feller. Charles Weerts has a big slide coming out of turn 12. He's got to regroup from that.
That's the first time I've seen any kind of reaction from Charles Weerts. He was suddenly realizing, I've got to keep myself focused, keep myself looking forward, not worrying about what's going on behind me.
Right, so the gap is down to less than half a second now. And Charles Weerts just skimmed the curb, ran a little bit wide, it rattled, it bounced, it caught the curb, he corrected it, took it all in his stride, but it's cost him a couple of tenths, and Ricardo Feller now is absolutely on the limit.
Matteo Drudy, he's enjoying that. Lorenzo Patrese enjoying it as well. They love seeing two drivers going at it.
And into the gravel has gone 68 Honda. So that is Erwin Zanotti, who is off the road.
Yeah, coming out of turn 5. How he got there, I think that might have been an assist. It's an unusual position to see the car in.
It looks like he did it all on his own, John.
Yeah, just lost the rear of the car, literally just towards the exit, and then rotated. Can he get it out? No, he's buried.
Full course yellow now.
Right, full course yellow, says Alain Adom. I was about to say that's one way of making sure people stay within track limits. Park a car on the outside, but that's maybe being a little facetious. So, full course yellow. And surely we're going to end up with a safety car, because they'll need to move that, then they'll need to get the cars going. But already the recovery vehicle is at the Honda, so no time is being wasted, but this could give us a complete bunch up for the restart, and then a 1, maybe 2 lap blast to the end. He's got them all stacked up behind. He wants to try and outfox them down to the last corner. Charles Weerts goes now. So the BMW blasts away, but Ricardo Feller covers that. He's not lost too much ground, has he? Good restart by both.
Good response. Charles Weerts was trying to play a little bit of mind games, having to weave to try and get back some of the tire temperature that might have been lost during that safety car procedure or full course yellow procedure. Those behind likewise doing the same thing. Lucas Legere in the 4th place Audi. So where is Marcello? There he is in 9th position.
So here we are, game on for the race lead. Weerts versus Ricardo Feller. He's given Ricardo a chance. We've seen Charles Weerts have one little moment with the pressure being applied. And now as he gets closer to the end of the race, the Belgian driver coming under renewed attack from there. Ricardo Feller, Vermeulen is 3rd, 4th is Legere, Alex Arca 5th, leading Silva, and 6th there. Constant Lapalainen in the 2nd, Emil Frey, Ferrari 296. And again, Weerts a little bit wide, and another spin. Is that Sebastian Bode who has gone around? It is. So Bode's Mercedes rotates, but Weerts was just a little bit wide up the curb. Again, wasn't he coming out of turn 5? So Ricardo Feller knows that there is a chance. And there's more fun and games up towards turn 2 here, look, because the Mercedes of Jesse Salmonaltio given a bit of a hard time. That's forced out wide and loses places. Also in the mix there, the Ferrari of Sean Huntsworth. You've got the McLaren in the middle of all of that of Enrique Chavez. You've got Dennis Marshall making progress forward as well. Marshall, I think, has just moved up past the McLaren, which is bad news for Chavez and Ramos within the within the bronze championship. But Dennis Marshall is on his toes here behind Guidetti's Honda.
Absolutely, he's all over the racetrack, looking one way, then the other way. He's got the McLaren directly behind him, so he needs to be careful, having just taken the position away. McLaren and Chavez just getting up the inside into turn 8. And now Marshall is sort of blocked out because the Honda's directly ahead. McLaren to his left. Well, it was to his left.
And the McLaren on the outside line for the hairpin. Got Mercedes queued up behind them as well. Look, so Salmonaltio is trying to fight back as they turn through the corner. Enrique Chavez hard at work on the back then of Dennis Marshall. The car behind Fabian Schiller. Look, the green Mercedes on the inside line, gets on the inside of Robert Renauer. They are together. Renauer is off the road and back on again. The leaders are on the last lap, and it's all kicking off lower down the order as there. Number 10, Audi, up from the back of the grid of Cesar Gazot, joins in and goes right round the outside. Fantastic stuff. Into turn 13 for the last time, so a first victory of the sprint season for the triple champions. Charles Weerts, Dries van Thor are finally going to score a win this season. The checkered flag is at the ready. The BMW is going to win. Charles Weerts and Dries van Thor win in Valencia. Second across the line, Riccardo Feller and Mattia Drudi for Audi. Third, the Ferrari of Thierry Vermeulen and Albert Costa. It's going to be a silver win for Alex Arca and Lorenzo Petresi. Gold honours for Paul Everard and Simon Gachet. And in bronze, Ayhan Guven and Alex Malikin take the race. And Alex Malikin will be bronze champion to boot, as a delighted Dries van Thor finally can celebrate. So the provisional results give a win for Charles Weerts and Dries van Thor from Riccardo Feller and Mattia Drudi. Thierry Vermeulen, Albert Costa third, from Lucas Legeret, Christopher Hauser coming home fourth. Fifth, the winning silvers, Alex Arca and Lorenzo Petresi from Consta Lampalainen and Giacomo Altway. Seventh, a gold win, good drive this by both Paul Everard and the poleman Simon Gachet. Eighth in the end, Raffaele Marcello, who hauled up the Mercedes started by Timo Bogoslawski. Ninth, Alberto Di Folco and Aurelien Panis ahead of Fred Verviche and Nicholas Bart. The winning bronze car being 19th, Ayhan Guven, sharing with Alex Malikin. Alex Malikin taking the bronze championship as well. Charles Weerts and Dries van Thor together on the top step of the podium. Photos taken, and it is then time to celebrate. The champagne is ready, and if they couldn't win on the track, they might win on the podium. Riccardo Feller and Mattia Drudi are ready, but no, they can't even win that fight. So the drivers finish their celebrations, and the next round of Sprint Cup will be, as I say, at Zandvoort in mid-October. We'll be in Barcelona in 2 weeks' time for endurance, but for now, from Valencia, from all of us, goodbye.